part of my job description. I'm actually supposed to spend more time in the gyms than in the office. But to be specific, today, what makes it super special is because I wanted to come and just witness for myself the state of readiness ahead of the major weekend of the 15th. You'll remember that Muruti is preparing to go and challenge for an IBF world title. So I thought I must come spend just a little bit of time with him before he now starts his training at 11 o'clock. To be sure that he's ready, but most importantly to also share words of encouragement from Boxing South Africa side. This is part of a tradition we want to uphold, that before our boxers go out in the world, particularly for world title duty, we should come in, spend time with them and let them know how much support we attach to them as they live. So this was Muruti's moment, but I was fortunate because as I came in here, I also found out that Simpiwe is also here, and Simpiwe himself will be defending on the 22nd of July. Let me be honest with you. In the ideal, yes, but practically it doesn't bother us where they fight. The most important thing that bothers us is if they fight and viewers at home can't even see them fighting. So the duty of a broadcaster to close that space is of importance. What I think is quite important is that when you look at the rand-dollar exchange, the reality is that sometimes our boxers tend to stand better opportunities to make money outside. And I think this is a pattern across all sporting codes. Our athletes go and participate in the IAAF Diamond League out there, but we are able to view them at home. Our footballers, our rugby players, cricket players, they do that as well. And even in boxing, this must not be something that we frown upon. What I think is important is if wherever our boxers fight, they get a better deal, they get fair adjudication from officiating point of view, and they are able to bring the glory home. So that for us, I think, is what matters most. Well, I think what it talks not that much to the stature of our boxers, but to the stature of our promotions as an activity. And I think in the past decade or so, who we license and how we license has been a thorny issue. And I think the promoters themselves have started to say that we need to start assisting our promoters to grow up and higher into the ladder. So it could be that, compared to what the world promotion game is at and what we have, there's still room for growth. But from a point of developmental intervention, we are happy. We think our promoters are doing the duty. But again, to stage the type of world title bouts where you are able to attract the best of non-South African boxers out there in the world to match them against our boxers, it's a gap that not many promoters in South Africa are able to play with. We are happy with what is happening, but I think there's still room for growth. But we have to start it from basics, and basics is about licensing the correct promoters and licensing them the correct way. I had a look at the national ratings of September, and what the world champions that we had back then. I think in the IBU alone we had about 7 world champions. Some of them are not champions anymore. And when I look at the ratings today, we have 10 world champions. But what I love the most is that out of those world champions, you've got 3 major world title belts in South Africa: the WBO, the WBA, and the IBF. And we are preparing now to go and challenge for the IBF. Am I happy? I'm quite happy. I think that some of the seeds that have been planted, probably even before my arrival in the space of boxing, are starting to show the results. Administratively, we are a bit more stable now than we were in the past. And, from a point of sanity, I think there is that sanity. Everybody now knows that there's Boxing South Africa, it is the center. If there's anything, we process it via Boxing South Africa. The promoters themselves are starting to work together a bit more. And when you look at the talent and the opportunities which our boxers are lending, I think they are talking to the correct signals. So I'm quite happy with the pace. Sometimes, there will be impatience. You would want things to happen a bit faster. But the direction to which they are happening, is it okay? Yes, it is okay, and we're quite excited. No, South African boxing is definitely on an upward trajectory. There would always be impatience that you would love certain things to happen a bit faster. But I think is our graph positive? Most definitely, our graph is positive. And I think if we can go through even just 5 or 10 quick success indicators, I'm confident that compared to what we were and where we were at 2 years back, 5 years back, we're turning the tide around. And it is not only the duty of us administrators in boxing South Africa, it's a collective duty. All our licensees, 1,208 of them in the past financial year and more than 1,000 in the current financial year working together, we are indeed turning the tide around.